Here we are, almost 5 years after my original video on canned foods from the Soviet Union. I have amassed a wonderful collection of insanely bizarre meats. The original video's goal was to sort of replicate what shopping in the Soviet Union would look like for canned foods, from the very exotic and luxurious all the way down to something that even the common man could buy. I don't know what the goal is today. I think it's just going to be culinary masochism, just because the assortment is so bizarre. These are the strangest meats that I could find, not just in former Soviet countries, but from all of the European countries that I have access to. So we have things from Ukraine, from the Baltics, from Poland, even Spain. So this is going to be a very comprehensive deep dive into strange canned food stuff. Since I have personally tried almost nothing here, I actually have no idea what to expect. Even in my more bizarre videos, I've at least had it before or had some context for it, but I have no idea what bear tastes like. I have no idea what moose tastes like. So here we have canned beaver. I don't know if this is the animal proper or the tail. There's a slight liquid sound in there. This is from Latvia. I really have no idea what to expect. There's so little information. This actually came from a soldier at the front that I donated to, and he sent this back. So a bit of a question mark, but Latvia, your canned Sproti won the original canned food challenge, so we'll see if your beaver is just as good. There's some joke in there somewhere. You'll figure it out. Next we have bear, canned bear. This is from Estonia. I was able to actually pick this up prior to the beginning of the war. I think this is one of my last trips abroad. And I got canned bear in Tallinn. I think that this might be a bit of a meme canned food. I don't think that people there eat this. If anyone from Estonia would like to comment, I am curious to try this. A slight liquid sound from it, but bear. Next we have moose. Again, another animal that I've not had before. This is mistranslated into English as elk, but I translated the Swedish and it comes out as moose, because the Russian for moose, los, is also the same word for elk. I don't know if anyone speaks Estonian. Is the word for moose and elk the same in Estonian? But this is moose. So again, I've not had moose. Picked this up at the same time as I did bear in Tallinn. So give this a go. Next we have rabbit. So this is going to be sort of a pate or pasztet of rabbit. This is from Poland. The quality of the jar is quite high. The label looks quite nice. I think that this is probably done well. So this is probably going to be really delicious. So canned rabbit. Now we have an offering from the Czech Republic. Here I have Texas goulash. So this is from a Czech company called Beaver. It just looked too cute to not try. I selfishly just wanted to eat this because it actually looks good. This is made with beef. I believe that's the only beef item that we have here. So Czech Republic, we're going to see how you guys do goulash in a can. For this next offering, we have horse. I was able to get 2 cans. We're just going to try the smaller one because I don't know what I'm going to do with a kilogram of canned horse. And also, that's really soupy. I think that's closer to soup. So I'm going to save this for another time, and we're going to do just this. So this is canned horse meat made in Ukraine. So I've had horse as jerky, I've had horse in Central Asia, but I've not had it stewed in a can. So this will be interesting. Now we have something from Spain. This is, sorry if I pronounce this incorrectly, my Spanish is terrible. Morcilla de arroz. So this is blood sausage with rice. Typically blood sausage done in Eastern Europe is made with buckwheat or oat, and in Spain it is made with rice because you need some sort of filler ingredient to hold it all together. So just general blood sausage with rice from Spain. Also from Spain, I have canned quail. So, oh my God. That's like soup. When your marketing image on the can looks this repugnant, it really sort of gives me pause. I am deeply concerned about how this is going to turn out. I guess we can open it. This actually came from a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, who lives in Ukraine. Oh my god. This continues to instill confidence. A friend of mine from Ukraine went to Spain, and they brought this back. I don't know if they know that I make videos about this stuff even, but I guess I just exude that aura of bring this guy weird food. So I guess we're going to try canned quail from Spain. Next we have Spam from Ukraine. This is actually Ukrainian-made Spam. It should be sort of a near replica of the American stuff. I don't know why they chose sort of like an Italian look to it. I don't think that the Italians do this, but I would be very curious to try Italian Spam. I think that this is just purely for marketing. Usually there'd be like an American flag or something on this, because it's more connected to the States. But Ukrainian Spam wrapped in an Italian flag. Next, I was able to get 3 cans from the same company of various odd things. And since I didn't want to try 3 cans from the same company, I put this up to a vote on the channel. So if you are a subscriber, subscribe if you haven't, you were able to vote on which of these I would try. And shockingly, the most disgusting one won. So here we have canned chicken hearts in oil. Stewed mutton. This also did not win. And then the winner of the survey, chicken gizzards in its own juice. So I guess that's just the juice that results from pressure cooking chicken gizzards. I've seen them for sale in shops here, but never tried them before, as with most of this stuff. And this one has me... Oh my god, it's so solid. Okay. This one has me a little bit concerned. So I think this will be the last one, just because I might not have the fighting spirit after I eat this. So I think, just based on intuition, that the rabbit might be the best of today, and I think that the worst will likely be either the canned quail soup or the chicken gizzards. Which one do you think will be the best? Which one do you think you would actually try? Or are all of these just gross? Okay, so what a charming unboxing that was. Some of it was really surprising, some of it was more or less what I expected. But as they say, the proof is in the blood pudding. First, Beaver. So here we have the Beaver. Does smell like poverty food. It's a really, really, really dark color. I don't think I've ever seen canned food with such a dark color. It looks kind of like a jerky or something like that. Alright, Beaver. Oh! So weird. It's like super gamey. I don't even know what part. Is this the tail or the body or what? It's not. It's weird. It's not terribly offensive, but it is like very new. Oh, it's super gamey. It tastes like I'm eating reconstituted beef jerky or something. I think that this is definitely an acquired taste. It's just really alien. It's like leaving a lingering taste in my mouth, like I've been chewing on wood. But it does have like a woody, gamey smell and taste to it. It's really bizarre. I think that this is something I could learn to love, but, you know, right out of the gate, it's a little strange. I might revisit it later, but Beaver, not off to a great start. Next we have Moose. This is much more densely packed, more gelatinous, and it just doesn't have... Oh, the Beaver seemed like more like actual real chunks of meat. This just looks like they ground up some stuff. I smell spices in this at least, so there's like peppercorn and garlic, but Moose. It's actually pretty good, but the bits of actual meat that are in here that have that darker color, that I suspect is the mousse. It's quite nice. I think that if I was a few beers into the evening and someone gave me this heated up, it would definitely be more appealing. But not bad. Okay, so mousse. Okay, so we're to bear, and it does have a strange smell. And everything inside of here is very liquid, which is concerning because it should be a little bit more gelatinous. But we'll give this the old college try as well. Ew. Ew. Like wet dog? It smells like an uncared for village barn. And that does not inspire confidence. But, okay, bear. My brain doesn't even know what to do with this information. It's definitely something totally new. So this is definitely a new protein for me. I want to hate it because it smelled so bad, but I actually kind of like it. It's definitely got like a woodsy, gamey sort of taste to it. But I like the core flavor. I think that if this came in like a steak, like if I could get a bear steak, I would probably love it. But even as is, this is really interesting. It's super gamey. But bear. Surprisingly pretty good. Very interesting flavor. Very gamey. Much more than anything else here, oddly. I thought the beaver would be the most gamey. But bear. So now we're to canned horse stew. I've had horse meat before in Central Asia. They sell horse jerky in Ukraine. It's a common beer snack. And this is produced locally. And this actually, if you can see the texture from also what I showed earlier, this is like huge chunks. Oh, all over my hand. Huge chunks, also my stage name. Oh, wow, it's like a steak. Oh, wow, this is like big pieces of actual meat. That's a horse steak for show. All right, so some fat, drippy bits on it, but smells quite good. This definitely has spices to it, but I think the other ones didn't. It definitely smells closer to a stew than the others. I think that there's some not quite choice cuts because I'm seeing like silver skin and big blocks of fat and things like that, but kudos for keeping the meat so whole. So, horse. Wow, this is actually super good. This is really good, even. Surprisingly good. I'm pretty shocked. The texture is fantastic. The flavor holds up really well. There's some nice spices in here, but it's not overwhelming. It's definitely just a horse stew. This is super nice. I think that this might just be because of the quality of the make from this brand. But this is actually really, really good. So, kudos to the horse meat. I've never had stewed horse meat without a whole set of accoutrement. Have a bit of bread. Wash the horse down. So after the incredibly delicious horse, unexpectedly, we have the Czech Texas goulash. I just think it's so cute, especially when Europeans that might not have a tremendous deal of exposure to sort of American dishes try and replicate them. It's typically a recipe for disaster, sort of the same way with Mexican food and things like that. I'm sure that America does the same with, Italian food. Someone from Napoli who's in New Jersey probably wants to cry every time they see an Olive Garden. The stew, this seems like really heavy with the meat. There's beans, I suppose, in here as well. Going to give this a good mixaroo, just so that I can have all of the flavors. We're going to get an all-inclusive bite here, so that we can try everything. Czech Texas goulash. The smells a bit acrid, like more bitter than anything in a can should smell like. Or ah, ah, oh my god! Oh, it's so bad. Why does it taste like that? What is that? Ugh. Usually it's like a textural problem that I have with things like this, but it's literally the flavor. It's like acid. I don't know. It's so weird. It's like tangy, but not in a fun way. What the f is this? Ugh, is it bad? What's the date? This literally expires in 4 days. So, just got that one under, but that's gross. I think that being close to the expiration date may have changed something in there, but overall, like, even without that really sharp, cloying, gross taste to it, it's boring. Like a Texas goulash needs to have some sort of bite to it, some pepper, some garlic, something to it. And this is just, I don't know what you would eat in the brig on a ship 200 years ago. I don't know. This is gross. Heating it wouldn't change it. Anyone from the Czech Republic? Is Viva? Is this a reputable brand? Did I get a bad can, or is this just like sort of known to be trash and I just got hoodwinked? We're moving on to something that I think is just going to be reprehensible. This is... I don't... Anyone that's had Spam before knows what Spam looks and feels like, and this ain't it. This ain't it, buddy. It's like styrofoam flesh. I don't know how to describe it. Typically with Spam, they'll just sort of pan fry this, have it with breakfast, a bit of bread, something like that. I think I'll pry it loose from the side. Oh, there's a liquid in there. It wants to come out. Come on, baby. Daddy needs $3 of YouTube revenue money for this. There's the money shot. Oh, what is... God. Can you hear it? Oh. Oh no! Jesus. Nah, this is bad. And I like Spam. I'm white trash. But this is something else, y'all. It smells weird, too. It smells synthetic. It's really insane. Like, no spices. There's no garlic, no salt, no pepper. It just smells like... It smells like if you've walked into a butcher shop on a Monday morning after they've sort of washed everything out. So it just smells like a just sterilized butcher shop. So there's still that clinging smell of meat, but it's just not present. It's just not present. It's like the Patrick Bateman of canned food. I'm touching it, but it just isn't there. It's the most inoffensive thing I've ever eaten in my life. It's like if you could somehow make the cheapest hot dog more boring and then shape it this way, there's just nothing there. The texture just kind of evaporates. Like as you chew it, it just kind of just crumbles or melts. I don't know. It doesn't taste like Spam at all. Spam has spices. Spam is crazy salty. There's textural changes within it. Quite a vast difference between hot and cold. I think that if you heated this up, it wouldn't change anything. Yeah, I think that this is what, when we live in a technocratic oligarchy, this is what we're going to have for our birthday when they allow us to eat meat once a year. Boring! Now we have the Polish canned rabbit. It is a little strange that it's sort of pulled away from the edge of the can. It doesn't smell bad. It smells quite good, actually. Texturally, it's firm. It's firmer than I thought it would be. But I guess for an unrefrigerated canned meat. So there's the texture. Sort of like a meat paste, about what you would sort of expect. Pretty inoffensive. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool. There's like little bits of meat chunks inside of it. So there is that sort of, there's a creaminess around the chunks of meat that are inside of the can. So texturally, it's sort of like no meat spread I've ever had before. But it's really interesting. The taste is quite good. It's really nice, actually. Pretty inoffensive. If you like pate and that sort of thing, or if you happen to like rabbit, then I think that you'll like this. Not quite as good as I thought it would be, but pleasant. All right, pretty good. Now we have blood sausage in a can. So this is pretty interesting to me. I love blood sausage. This is actually way more rice than should be in a blood sausage. In Eastern Europe, they call it kravianka, and it's typically with buckwheat. Well, there's a lot of fat in this as well, which is not quite as typical. Okay, there we go. That's a better color than at the top. So that's sort of what you're looking at. Though I think that the overabundance of rice is going to make this a little too dense, but Spanish blood sausage with rice. For being basically garbage sausage made from throwaway materials stuffed with filler ingredients like rice, it's quite good. This is not bad. I think that this is actually one of those things that would benefit greatly from being heated up, but I know that blood sausage can be eaten cool as well. This is actually really well done. Good aftertaste too. Tangy, just a little bit too much rice. Cool stuff. Unexpected. Well done, Spain. And as I just praised Spain, I might have to go back and eat those words as we try a little quail. So here we have quail. This, I don't understand the point of this. Why would you want a tiny canned quail times 2 in the boringest soup ever? The brine or broth or whatever the it's in is so boring. It's just like to keep it in stasis. I don't know. This is just weird. I don't know who this is for or why they would do this. If anyone is watching from Spain, please let me know, because I am at a loss. Okay, I'm gonna just I don't even know how to eat this. Just pop the whole thing in my mouth, chew it up. You know, that crunchy crunch. Maybe I'll take the little wing with it too. I don't know. Okay, just me. I don't know how it's so dry. It's like soaked in liquid, but still, it's like sapping the moisture out of my mouth. It tastes like vinegar, onions, and garlic. None of it's pleasant. It's like worse than chicken in like every way. The texture of it just sort of it sticks to everything in your mouth, and it just like falls apart. And then the little drumette that I'm sure is going to be charming as well. Fuck! See, the bone just. Ugh. It's why? Can't. The bone just comes off, and the bone's still inside. So I'll just eat the bone. Gross. It's offensive. Oh, can't. I don't know who or what this is for. I don't know why you would ever want this ever. Is there some Spanish connection to a quail that you would want to have such a substandard product at any time of year? You know, like all of the organs are still inside. They didn't even clean anything out. It's just they literally chucked the little bird in whatever this is. Oh god, and it just falls apart. And like the least good way that something can absolutely fall apart. Like my life. It's falling apart. Like canned quail. Shame on you, Spain. Ugh. And now we have the grand finale, if you will. It's just jiggling. Ooh. Ooh. God, it smells like a little bit like poop.
It's just butternut squash, just simple. Oh, the meatballs turds? What?
Oh my God. Oh, and the texture, it's got this rough grit on it. It's really bizarre. Do I get on in there? Like, it's all just a block. It's like a solid mass. Oh, it stinks. It smells so bad. It smells it smells like poop. It smells like chicken poop. God. Okay. Just eating a bite of stew. Just a bite of stew.
Chew it up.
No. Okay. So, taste-wise, it's not horrific, but it does taste like chewing a piece of cartilage that has been stewed so long that it's just lost all of its integrity. There's not really a meat element to it. I mean, I know that it came from an animal, but it's got like this grit to it. Okay, so there's some meat here. I'll give this bit a go. Nope, still gross. Same as with the quail. I don't know who this is for or why. I don't know why you would want to preserve gizzards so much that you can it. I think that this might be connected to sort of Ukraine's deep history of poverty. So someone may have had this in their childhood and then passed this on for generations as they got attached to it. But this is gross. I think even fresh, this would probably be gross. There's a reason that people don't eat this. The outside coating has like this grit to it, sort of like a very, very low grit sandpaper. And then it's coated in slime. The inside of it just sort of falls apart, like in a way that you would want ribs to maybe do. I guess one positive is, whoever's buying this is getting their money's worth. This is packed to the rim with gizzards. So in terms of winners and losers, I would say that the best of the day was actually the horse meat. Surprisingly excellent quality, very delicious, perfectly flavored, high quality in terms of the meat itself, super good. Totally shocked. I really expected that to be sort of near the end of the pack. Honorable mention also, the rabbit spread was okay. Expected it to be a little bit better, maybe a little creamier. So the creaminess mixed with the texture of actual meat chunks, a little off-putting. And the blood sausage from Spain. I think that it's a little too much filler in here. It would probably also benefit from being heated, but I can't, what am I supposed to do? Go all the way to the microwave? Jesus, no. I had very low expectations, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much. I thought that this might be punishment, but it was actually quite pleasant, so third place. The worst stuff tonight, it's the gizzards. This might not be the worst. The goulash was horrific. This was just so bad. It smells like it's got something wrong with it. I don't know. It's just like bitter and offensive. It smells like it's angry. That's the only way to describe it, but not in like a spicy Latino way, but like in a mother-in-law way. Worse than the gizzards and the stew is probably the quail. I am at a loss. I can fathom why someone would want canned Texas stew, why someone would possibly want gizzards in a can, but why would you want the most boring, overcooked, dry but still wet bird on planet Earth? Is there some tradition in Spain around this? I don't know. Ask your Spanish friends. But this was inexcusable. Last place, the quail. Thank you guys so much for making the first video so successful. I hope that this sort of captured that spirit, and I hope that you really enjoyed this. And if anything, maybe you want to try some really weird canned foods on your own, especially horse. If you have the opportunity, I'd say go for it. Right, so that was the canned food video. Thank you guys very much for enjoying the canned meats with me. And as always, until next time. So I left the room to wash my mouth out, sort of Ace Ventura style, after the end of the video, and then came back into the room, and now it smells sort of like an unwashed frat house in this kitchen. I can't really describe sort of the smell, but I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Bobber!